These are the voyages of the starship Enterprise. Its 5-year mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no man has gone before.
South Park 95.3, News Radio 850. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. We're talking with Gary Tomlinson of the Roger B. Chaffee Planetarium, right?
That's right.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning.
Well, you know, it's National Astronomy Day, and I figure what better place to call than a planetarium to talk about astronomy.
That's true. That's true. There's all kinds of events happening all over the country today in astronomy. Hundreds of places are providing special services for the local residents. Unfortunately, I just don't know of any around here.
Oh, okay. That's good. Good. Well, we're going to look at the stars anyway. When we look at there, can we look for something special on this day, or is it just a special day just because it...
Well, Astronomy Day is chosen each year to be sometime between mid-April and mid-May, near the first quarter moon. So it's always on Saturday. So we're going to have, close to a first quarter moon tonight, and we choose that day because we like to set up telescopes out in areas, especially well-lit areas, urban areas, and people can see the moon from the cities. You don't need a dark sky location, and that's one of the most interesting things that they like to see anyway.
Okay, so this is like the big day for the moon then.
It is kind of a big day for. Of course, you can get that every month, but
oh, okay.
Yes, but the purpose of Astronomy Day is to have people around to help people and show them around astronomy a little bit.
Okay. So now when they come to your planetarium, do you teach them about anything special about different days that are better to look at the stars or the moon? Or?
Well, in West Michigan, anytime it's clear is a better day.
Okay.
That doesn't come along too often.
So basically,
it seems like.
You find a clear day in Michigan, you're a happy astrologer,
yeah,
right?
I'm
okay.
happy camper.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the planetarium shows we have here, we have some current sky shows where we show people what they can see if it happens to be clear in our evening skies, and so they can go out and find their way around, even if there isn't some special activity around here for Astronomy Day.
Okay. Now, there's certain constellations show up better in certain days, or is it just, like I say, clear skies?
Right. Yeah, there are certain constellations that show up on certain times of the year.
Oh, okay.
They repeat themselves annually, so you can go out any May and see the same constellations. Planets and moons, now they move around. That's different.
Okay.
But if you go outside tonight, take a look around. If it's clear, not only will you see a moon out there after the sun goes down, you'll find some other constellations out there as well. Some of the examples that you'll see,
all right,
as high in the south is a constellation called Leo the Lion.
Oh, okay.
And that's a pretty famous constellation. It's got a bright star marking the heart of Leo the Lion.
Right.
This would be just a little bit to the west of south, and about 3/4 of the way up, almost to overhead.
Okay.
So it's quite high in the sky right now. And in the constellation of Leo, close to the bright star, a little bit to the west of the bright star, is the planet Mars. And so tonight maybe you can find yourselves a planet out there.
All right, there we go. I'll look for one. The one I can always spot is Orion the Hunter because of the 3 stars in a row.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people can find Orion, but Orion is slipping from our view. It's low in the western sky right now.
Okay.
And you got to wait a while to get a good view of that again.
Oh, really? So Orion is like a winter kind of guy?
It's a winter kind of guy. You got it.
Okay. Now, what about Taurus? I mean, with the sign of Taurus, what do I look for there?
Taurus is even harder to see than Orion because it's more to the west than Orion. What we're coming into now is we're leaving the winter constellations behind and coming into the spring and summer constellations.
Okay, so Taurus
which is good because we want spring and summer to get here one of these days.
Oh, definitely, one of these days. Yeah. So Taurus is not a summer one; it's more of a winter one.
It's a winter one too.
Even though Taurus is supposedly in April. Oh well, okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
we could get into the whole astrology thing too.
Yeah.
But they're off about a couple thousand years. The sun signs are supposedly when you look up in the horoscope in the newspaper, supposedly that is where the sun is at on the day you were born. And if we really plot that out and see where the sun is at on the day you were born, you'll probably find out it wasn't in that constellation. It was 2,000 years ago, but today, on the day you were born, the sun was in a different constellation.
Now, what do you think about astrology? Do you think that's a bunch of hogwash, or do you believe in some of that, or what? the astrology part?
Well, I've seen studies to disprove it, and I've never seen anything to give a good credibility. The problem I've seen is that it'll give you a horoscope, and they'll say, today's a bad day to do that. Okay, so maybe it is a bad day to do that. I don't know. Every day
you can pretty
is a
much
bad
take
day
a look
at something.
outside. Yeah, you can pretty much take a look outside and tell that, right?
Yeah. And then it says, oh, and you're good at this. Well, yeah, right. Okay, so I'm good at that. I'm not going to deny that. They don't come out and say, boy, you're ugly. They say, oh, yeah, that's right. No. Yeah, so horoscopes are usually very general.
Well, yeah, especially I can't quite figure out the ones that do it like a daily horoscope, because most of these people that do this, they want like the day you were born, the time you were born.
You really have your longitude, latitude.
Yeah, right.
Precise second.
I mean, did you cry when you first came out? I mean, the whole thing, you know.
Yeah, and even the astrologers will tell you that the things you read in the newspaper, they don't even.
Hey, they make somebody a good living.
Yeah. They were. Yeah.
Life. It's been a rough life, but I've made it through. I've strived, and it's just like you with Pardo, right?
Right. Well, is that the real name, Oscar Oswald?
That's the real name.
Because I know you radio guys like to adapt some fake name usually.
Well, usually, but this one I figured, why change this one?
Why tinker?
Really?
Stick with the 00.
That's right. 00, 007, the Oz, whatever, you know.
Oh, the Oz. Oh, no. You guys play a lot of Ozzy on your station?
Yeah, tons of it. We're an AC station. We play tons of Ozzy, believe me, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, Crazy Train you can play. Bark at the Moon, those are very laid back.
Yeah, okay. Well, anyway, who we're talking to here, Jimmy Pardo, is, of course, going to be the comedian at the Manhattan Club coming up Wednesday night at the, right there, Comedy Night, right?
Right.
Okay. So you got some funny stuff for us?
Now?
Well, not now. You don't do it now.
I'll have funny stuff for you on Wednesday.
Okay, well, that's good.
With my mean and bitter humor that I use.
But you won't say anything about Oscar Osbo or...
Oh, there's a good chance I will.
Really?
Oh, sure.
Oh, you're going to have to pick on that now, right?
Well, I don't know. Are you going to be there?
Sure.
Well, all right, then I'll make fun of you.
Good, thanks. Well, in that case, I won't be there.
Well, that's what my show's all about, though.
Making fun?
Just making fun of everything.
Are you kind of like the Don Rickles of comedy, or what?
That's strong, but somewhat.
Okay, so because I remember I always liked him because he always picked on everybody in the audience, but I was always afraid to be a member of the audience.
Oh, I'd love to be. I think Rickles is the best.
Yeah.
I think he's just terrific. Well, I mean, what he does. I mean, he's hipper than like half the guys working today. He's still that hip.
Yeah, he was. He was ahead of his time, definitely, because I mean, his kind of humor was considered risque, but yet he'd never really swore in his act really too much.
No, it's just racist, really.
Yeah, very, yeah. But it was fun.
But everybody knew it was fun, so it was a good time.
Yeah.
And he's really the only one that can get away with that now.
And he's still alive too.
Yeah, he was on Letterman a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I mean, as far as all the humor he has, he's still alive. I mean, considering what he did, I mean, I'm surprised that nothing really happened to the guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely misunderstood what you said.
Well, that's okay.
That's all right. I'm an idiot. It's early in the morning.
You're a comedian. What can you say?
That's true. I'm surprised I'm not hungover.
Yeah, it's true. Usually, like, out till like 5 o'clock in the morning, usually, aren't you?
Yeah, we had 4 or 5. We have a couple cocktails.
Yeah.
And we swing in. We have a little cereal. Then we go to bed.
Really? Cereal too?
Yeah.
That's before you go to bed, so that way you don't have to eat that stuff when you get up. Then.
Well, no. Then you can have it again.
Oh, okay.
You know, because well, you know how your system works.
Uh-huh.
I'm not about to get into that with you.
So,
all of a sudden, it's Anatomy 101 with Jimmy Pardo.
Right, Jimmy Pardo. That's a great name, though. I mean, I just feel you should like cup your ear and say something in a disc jockey type voice.
Yeah, what a brand new car!
There you go. That's something like that. Or the Amazing Ginsu, or something. Anything.
The Amazing Ginsu.
Yeah. Anything.
Stay away from the infomercials.
Do
that's not my job.
Well, you and Dionne Warwick, I mean, could be up there on, talking about astrology or something.
Right. Well, that's what psychic friends are for.
That's true. Well, that's what kind of today is about too. It's National Astronomer Day or something like that.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So Shirley MacLaine's having a heyday.
Oh, big time. Yeah, I'm sure she's having a happy time.
And all the freaks are out and touching their crystals and doing their whole little game.
Yeah. Kind of scary when they touch those crystals too.
Anyway, who doesn't like touching their crystals?
That's right. When you touch your crystal, it's a new experience that you never really want to give up.
I haven't wanted to in about 15 years. Is that illegal? Can I say that on the radio?
I think so.
We're talking about crystals.
Okay, you can touch your crystal.
Right. Okay.
That's okay.
Crystal, of course, is the maid.
Oh, Crystal.
Hello.
Crystal. Oh, okay.
Non-stop comedy.
I've met her.
Yeah, you know her.
Yeah.
You know Crystal?
She's been around.
Oh, for years.
Yeah, she cleans everybody's clock. Yeah, okay.
I know you. I know your deal.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so can you give like a couple lines of your act, or just give your act? How about that?
Well, that'll take too long. Actually, the neat part, I guess the neatest thing that's happened to me is I just moved to California.
Okay.
And I'm going back to do the big swing through Muskegon.
Yeah.
And
it's that Chicago, New York, California, Muskegon thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm coming in for that, and actually then I go to Cleveland. But yeah, I'm hitting all the hot spots.
Yeah.
Wherever there's some sort of a baseball team, and no matter what affiliate I go to.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
And when I first got, I've only been out there like 4 months, but when I first got out there, I went on one of those tours of the Stars' homes. And I went to some football player's house, and I want to get back to there because I left a glove behind.
I see.
See where I'm going with that?
I see where you're going with that, yeah.
It's O.J.'s house.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that bloody glove. Yeah.
Talking about a murder.
Yeah, okay.
Because that's funny.
It is, yeah. I've every time I watch that, I kind of have a chuckle.
Yeah, I don't think the murder, I think it's unreal that we're making the murders funny. I mean, the court you can make funny.
Oh, yeah.
The trial.
And the Cato is my favorite character.
That guy's a riot.
Here's a guy that can't basically speak English, and he's a celebrity.
I know.
He goes around, people cheer him, and now he's got a book coming out. I mean, come on.
He was at a mall in Terre Haute, Indiana.
Yeah.
5,000 people showed up to see him.
Yeah, and they're cheering and yelling for him.
And the girls were crying like he was the Beatles.
Yeah.
It's Cato Kalin.
I know.
Who I think, and this is not a funny thing to talk about, but I think he is the second John Doe we're looking for.
I think so. Either that or he is the actual guy who did the whole thing.
Okay, you're blaming him completely.
I think so, yeah.
I think he's the guy still amiss.
I think he's got the brains. I think he set this whole thing up. He's figured, I want to be a star, so I'll just use OJ to get to my glory.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's my. I'm sticking by that anyway.
They'll stick by it. And there's a good chance he'll stick you.
Probably,
Yeah.
Okay, well, you're gonna be at the Manhattan Club Wednesday night.
Wednesday night. What time's that showtime on?
8:30.
8:30.
And do you know who your act is going to be, your warm-up act?
I don't.
Okay. I should know that, but I lost the paper somewhere.
I don't have a clue. I assume it's somebody very, very funny.
I assume so.
Who I won't get along with.
Okay. Well, last week we got to talk to the opening act instead of the main act there.
Oh, who'd you talk to?
McCree, I think his name was.
Brian McCree?
Brian McCree,
Nice young kid.
Very funny.
Yeah, he is.
Very funny guy.
Yeah.
He had me in stitches here on the phone.
As opposed to this interview.
I wasn't going to say that.
No, go ahead. I'm the worst phone interview on the planet.
You give the worst phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even a 900 number.
Oh, well. Anyway.
All right, friend.
We'll dig out of the gutter here for a minute.
Get us out of this hole, would you?
Yeah. Let's talk about Crystal again.
Okay.
Anyway, you're going to be there Wednesday night, 8:30, and I'm not showing up just because you're going to pick on my name.
I will not. If you show up, I promise I will not make fun of your name.
I'll give you a spam magnet if you don't.
Okay.
Okay. Is
That's
that a deal?
good deal.
What a deal.
I can go along with that.
A deal is steel.
All right, buddy.
Thanks.
Thanks, Oscar.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, we're going to be talking with Jerry Barnum here in just a minute about what are we going to talk about today. What do you think, Jerry? As far as the astronomy day, what do you think we should talk about?
Oh, I don't know. I looked up on some of my old astronomy books that I had on astrology, and the ancient Maya and Aztec Indians had their own astrology. And instead of the 12 signs that we had, they had 20-day signs.
Okay.
It was divided between east, north, let's see, they started.
I heard that.
But that was astrology.
Right, and I heard that astronomy and astrology were sort of the same about 2,000 years ago, but now they've kind of branched off to be two separate things.
Right. They
one is a science, one is a...
They both work in the same field.
Right.
Up there in the sky.
Yeah. One is a science, one is a predicting from the stars.
Right.
Okay.
And an astronomer definitely doesn't believe everything the astrologers put forth.
Right. Of course, I think they believe more than in an actual astrologist instead of in somebody who just kind of writes the horoscopes in the paper.
Well, they study from what is there, the planets. They study everything that they see in the sky, where the astrologer surmises what might be there.
Right. Okay, now, one of the reasons why I wanted you to come on, too, is because I figured we'd throw another thing in here, because we talked to you about what, a couple months ago?
Another curve.
Another curve. There you go. Put another curve into it, because you claim, now I do not doubt you anymore, because
but you didn't see.
I've never seen, but you have actually seen a UFO.
Right.
Okay. Several UFOs.
Several.
Okay. And we were talking about this last time, and the phones kind of went nuts, because they wanted to talk more about it, because it was kind of like an awakening for them. They actually saw, or actually heard somebody else say that they saw UFOs, so they were claiming that they were too.
is this happened way back when my oldest child was doing work in high school. And she was doing a report on it. And before that, I believed like everybody else did. The Air Force told us they didn't exist, and I thought, yeah, they have to be right, and there couldn't be anything like that.
Right.
And then once you do see something yourself, that changes things.
Now, you told me, you guaranteed that if you brought me to this place, that we could actually see
Well,
a UFO.
I think I'm going to rent a couple buses. I've had talked to people since then, and everybody wants to go along.
Well, we should work on that. We should get...
we should rent
Yeah,
buses,
we'll do a KBZ thing. We'll get some buses, and we'll everybody can come along and see if they can see the UFO.
We'll have our own Woodstock.
Okay. Waiting for the UFO to come by.
Well, sometimes it depends, you know. You just, all of a sudden, they're there.
Okay. Now you want to just like fill me in one of the stories that you... I shouldn't say stories. One of the facts when you saw your UFO, your first UFO.
Well, I'll tell you what got me interested in them to begin with is in Great Falls, Montana, when we were stationed at Malmstrom Air Force Base. And I worked in an art studio there. I was a commercial artist. And my girlfriend's husband was with the local radio station, and he worked closely with the TV stations and the photographers. And what he did is they were taping a softball game, and it was right across from Great Falls is... right on the river there. I'm trying to think what river it was, and I lived there 4 years. But anyhow, there were several rivers coming through there. But it was, the Anaconda plant was there, and there were 7 falls on the river, and it was hydroelectric. And they, all of a sudden, everybody was yelling and screaming, and they were looking across the road at the Anaconda plant from where the ball field was. And there were, the guy turned his camera over there and was filming what was going on. And they had 4, I believe, UFOs, the circular round saucer type ones. It seemed like they were sapping electricity from the Anaconda plant.
Okay.
And he had this all on tape. And they showed it on the next news edition.
Now, what would an Anaconda plant have anything to do with? Why would they want that?
The electric from the falls.
Okay.
Going through, they had the hydroelectric plant right
so
there.
So maybe
with
there's like some kind of a power right there that we don't even know about. Okay.
Right. Oh, we know about that.
Okay.
Anyhow, it seems like they need some of our electrical power that they sap up, and I've seen this happen myself. Well, anyhow, they had this on the news, and everybody was excited, and a team of men from the air base came out, and they absconded the tape. They took it and left, and then nobody saw it since.
But I mean, was it on the news? The actual tape was on the news?
The tape was on the news.
Didn't they make a copy or anything like that? Or did they get all,
I have
did they
no
get all of
idea. It seems to me like I would have at the time, but no, they took it and left. And I don't know what was said. I wasn't there, but I know they took, because Darlene told me about this, and her husband was furious that they couldn't get their tape back. And I don't think it ever occurred to them that they would do that.
Right.
I mean, you're excited, and, you know, when you see a car accident, you don't think about taking a whole bunch of pictures and then making copies.
Right. Well, yeah, but when it was on TV, though, the actual film was on TV,
the actual
local?
film was on TV there, and there's people that go back. And I think what happens is, as you get older, and, of course, I'm still 39, Oscar.
Okay, all right.
But as you get older, it doesn't really matter what people think if you're nuts anymore. Back in those days, I used to think, I'm not telling anybody about this. They'll think I'm crazy.
Right.
And then after more and more people told me about it and the things that they saw, and that was before I saw anything, I used to think, well, that's possible, because this is what they told me.
Well, I don't think you're nuts, because you don't, like, jump around doing a chicken dance or anything else. But, you know,
Well, you haven't seen me.
Of course, then again, you did stay up all night last night to listen to Art Bell.
Hey, that was interesting. Art Bell is good. I like listening to Art Bell.
Okay.
In fact, I wish they'd put these programs on during the day. I'd get more sleep at night.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, Jerry. We're going to come back. We're going to give away some tickets. And also, if anybody wants to talk to Jerry and ask her any questions about UFOs or basically whatever, because you've got so many stories to tell.
Yes, that's true.
Okay. 798-2222 is the number to call. We'll be giving away some tickets coming up next. If you're 5.3 News Radio 850, we're talking to Jerry Barnum, but first we're going to give away some tickets here. We've got some comedy night tickets over at the Manhattan Club. You heard, of course, the comedian, and we've got some other tickets here to give. Now, Jerry, what do you think? You want to come to see Crimson Tide?
Oh, that sounds really good.
Now, that's about the Russian...
Right.
Russians are going to bomb
I can remember at a time when people didn't even believe the Russians were like they were.
But it was this Denzel Washington and also Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman is one of my favorite stars of all time.
Now, see, I lost a lot of respect for him when he did the Lex Luthor thing in Superman.
Oh, well, it was just a part.
Yeah, it was a part, but I mean, he played such meaty roles, and then he played Lex Luthor. That was just kind of disappointing.
Maybe he had a low period in his
Well, I'm sure he made lots of money. Anyway, we'll give away some Crimson Tide tickets right now, and it's the sneak preview. It's going to be KBZ and you, if you win, that is, on the 11th at Cinema 12. We're going to see Crimson Tide, the preview movie, which you got to be caller number 5 right now. It's 798-2222. That's 798-2222. We'll take caller number 5, and you'll win the tickets. Well, we're going to play a little music, Jerry. I'm going to come back and talk more about UFOs, and like I said, we'll take callers, too.
Right.
They want to talk
Fine.
about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 798-2222, and we'll give away the tickets to see Crimson Tide. And Chaka Khan, and it feels like heaven. Soft Rock 95.3. We're talking about things up in the air, like the stars and the moon and all that. We have Jerry Barnum with us, who has actually seen many, many UFOs.
Well, we lived where they lived,
okay.
so to speak. At least that's what we thought. And it wasn't something that we were out there in the yard watching them day after day after day. But you did see them often. And the one time that we weren't there too long. This is up north, and I won't pinpoint the spot right now. I don't want everybody up there to get kind of.
Even though we're going to charter a bus to all go up there.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't want everybody up there to be besieged with people coming in cars.
Hey, you never know. They might like that. The tourist would be a tourist town.
It's nice and peaceful and quiet, and that's out in the country, and it's. It's everything that you'd want if you wanted peace and quiet.
Except for UFOs that land once in a while.
That was exciting after you got away from the fear. The first thing you do when you see them is you think, like, I'm getting the heck out of here, and you go.
Right.
And you don't even stop to think that your family's back there in that house and you didn't warn them. That's the awful part.
Yeah.
You lose all sense of perspective because you just, all of a sudden, you think this awful thing is going to take me away.
Did you do anything like that as far as trying to approach it at all, or just?
No. I wouldn't even consider that at the time. Okay. Now I think it's like here. There's good and bad in UFOs, and there's good and bad in the world. We have.
So you're saying that you could have the Star Trek fleet out there, or the Klingons.
Right. I really believe that from some of the stuff that I've read about it since then, and some of the things that I have read that I believe. Now, there are so many people that make it bad for people that really have seen UFOs because there's so many hoaxes.
Right. Well, the Inquirer is big for that. I mean, the tabloid magazines.
Right. They are. The only thing is they back it up with photographs.
Yeah, but come on. Now, this one here, the one you have here, is this Inquirer, or what is this?
The only thing is, look at it. They have the man.
The Weekly World News.
They have, what is he, a professor?
Yeah,
they have his picture.
200,000-year-old.
And they have a picture of the astronauts that bring these things back.
Wow.
So you wonder, they have to have something. Can you get a hold of these people and have them give you the fine line on it?
I don't know. That's a good question. But, you have this. It's a scientist finds 200,000-year-old angel sculpture embedded in lunar rock.
Which means that UFOs have been around there for centuries.
Yeah, but startlingly proof moon was once inhabited by intelligent life. Now,
to me, that doesn't mean that necessarily people live there. I think what it means is somebody might have landed there, just like we planted a flag on the moon.
Right. So you think somebody might have just dropped one of their
if they're landing,
angel sculptures on the moon sometime?
If they're landing here, why couldn't they land there? Maybe they left that instead of a flag.
Okay.
That's reasonable.
Well.
It's possible. I'm not saying I believe everything I read. I don't.
I mean, the scientist could have got his diploma through the mail too. So
Tell you the truth, I never believed in UFOs until I really saw one.
All right. So, I guess I am still pretty skeptical, but still, I haven't seen one. So.
No, when I told in the last time I talked to you, I had this class of juniors and seniors in catechism, and after my older daughter and I had seen this one, and we rushed out there. Everybody was excited and talking about them because right away she mentioned this to some of the kids that were waiting, and that's all they were talking about. So I said, to clear the air, everybody that has seen a UFO around here, just raise your hand. And everybody in the class raised their hand. There was about 40 kids.
Okay, and how old were these kids?
Juniors and seniors.
Oh, really? Okay.
So they were not little bitty kids.
Right.
So this could have taken up the whole time, our whole study time, and everybody had a few seconds just to relate when and how soon and how long ago, and it was from every time period you can think of, way back to when they were little bitty kids and what their folks had told them, and about on the farms and around there and in the towns.
These aren't just like old stories that they set around the
and
fire.
They were recent. They were recent. And then another time, a couple came out to give my daughter a little kitten. She said that could she have it, and we said yes. So they brought the kitten out, and they said, we understand you see UFOs out here. We wondered, could we see one? And I kind of laughed. I thought, well, we can't get one on command. And I turned around and pointed in the sky where we usually see one, and lo and behold, there was one sitting there shining, and I said, oh my gosh,
well,
right
maybe
there.
Maybe you never know. You might have like this certain vibe that draws these UFOs. You never know. Well, I've never seen one, and you see. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that you've seen so many sightings, and I've never seen one.
There are things that I could tell you, but I wouldn't tell over the air because people already think I'm strange, I'm sure, because I'm sitting here telling you about UFOs. And if you get into
never crossed my mind,
the fine details on it, already like I said, back when we first saw these, they would go and stone somebody's houses and break their windows when they talk about UFOs.
Yeah.
And that wasn't that many years ago.
Right.
So you just didn't bring up the subject.
Well, the last time when you were on, they didn't stone your house or anything else.
No,
okay, good.
No. People are more
like I say,
broad-minded now. So why would you be afraid of these other things that might be out there?
Right.
And why are we so naive to think that when God made the world, He made nothing else?
Well,
if you believe in God or if you don't, why is it only that there's a world and there's nothing else out there when you can see what's out there with a good telescope?
Well, that which is what today is all about, too.
Right.
Looking in the sky with the telescope.
Right. So I thought I'd bring that up.
Thank you. So what we'll have to do then is go outside and look in the sky with a telescope, or just look in the sky to see if we can find something.
Think about it. How many times at night when you're outside, or how many times are you outside at night that you really look up and stare at the sky?
I don't. Well, the best... When I was a kid, and we used to go up north in the UP and stuff, that was the greatest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could just lay and look at the stars because you could see everything, because the air was so clear up there and everything else.
Right.
It was beautiful. But I've never, like I say, I've never experienced that.
But how many shooting stars did you see that weren't really shooting stars? I can remember my dad saying, "Oh, there's a shooting star."
Oh, okay.
And I never questioned it.
Okay.
No, that was a shooting star.
Well, we got to do the news here, and,
Okay.
and then we'll come back, and we'll talk more with Jerry, and we've got a few other things we'll be talking about and talking to. So keep it here. News Radio 850, WKBZ Muskegon, and Soft Rock 95.3, WKBZ FM, Whitehall, Muskegon.
For 3 generations.
Thank you, Deborah. Right now, weather-wise, we should have some sunshine today with a high of 65, and tonight partly cloudy, low around 40. Sunday, partial sunshine, a high of 70, and currently we have 36 at Soft Rock 95.3, News Radio 850. It was kind of chilly this morning. We're talking with Jerry Barnum, too, by the way, who has seen many, many UFOs, because it's Astronomy Day, and we're talking about astronomy, astrology, and UFOs. Why not? It's all in the sky, right?
Right,
so
it's
all
in
the
sky.
same thing. And we're going to be talking with Melissa Fry from the Muskegon Art Museum. That'll be coming up next. But we're going to give away some tickets right now, too. Well, congratulations first goes out to Barb Pilates, I think it was. Anyway, she's got some tickets to see Crimson Tide, which is the sneak preview. Having trouble with those headphones, are you, Jer?
I'm backwards. I can't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
That's from listening to Art Bell all night.
There you go. Oh, man.
You think UFOs are bad? Listen to Art Bell.
Yeah, I know. He is pretty unusual. He's an unusual character.
Well, the fella he had on there was really something.
Yeah. I didn't listen. I didn't stay up, Jer.
Gordon Michael Skellion.
Okay.
He's the one that he's into this. I mean, but he's not an astrologer. He's a prognosticator, but he's...
Okay. Can I give away these? You sure?
Try.
You want to?
I bet nobody will call you, Oscar.
You don't think so?
Nobody wants one.
You don't think so?
Give it a try.
Okay, we'll see. Okay, be caller number 5.